I've been filming YouTube videos on the Canon EOS M10 for around a year now. I'm pretty sure I got this camera this time last year, so I thought what better time to film a review and kind of 1 year update on the camera than a year after I bought the camera. And when I first bought the camera, when it was still in the box, I did an unboxing video as well as a first impressions video. It was like all in the same video, and I'm going to put that video link in the description if you're interested in seeing what you get in the box and kind of my first impressions. At the time I had no idea what anything did in the box, so I kind of like sound a little bit stupid, not gonna lie, but if you're interested in that, go ahead and watch it. It's on my old channel. But anyway, today I'm going to be doing an updated review because now I know what practically all the buttons do on it, and like, yeah, my kind of opinion on the camera. Just so you know the kind of layout of this video, the first thing that I'm going to be doing is answering some questions from my other video about my unboxing and first impressions video on my old channel. I'm just going to be answering some questions that are in the description of that video, just in case you have the same questions. So I'm just going to be answering them for everyone. And then I'm just going to be telling you the pros and the cons of the camera, what's working with it, what isn't working, if you should buy it. And then lastly, I'm going to be telling you what I kind of like use to look after it. So what case I use, what memory cards I use, etc, etc. So now I'm just going to go on to your questions. The first question asks, was it clear after putting the SD card, or did you have to do anything else to make it work? I'm pretty sure all I did was charge the battery for around an hour to 2 hours. The first time I charged the battery, it took quite a while because it was the first time, and then now it probably takes around 30 minutes to an hour to charge fully, like from 0 to 100%. And then after I just put in an SD card, it completely worked after that. If you don't put an SD card in the camera, it like refuses to turn on. So make sure you buy an SD card before you buy your camera. So when you buy your camera, you know if it works or not. That's what I recommend anyway. I recently purchased one myself, and under video testing, I can hear audio hissing. Did you get that with yours, and is sortable with a setting change, or is mine a dodgy one? I personally don't play around with my audio settings. I'm not even sure if there are audio settings. I know that's really bad because I've had this camera for a year, but I personally have never had a problem with audio whatsoever. You can hear it now. I'm using the camera right now, and I have been for a whole year, and I've had no problems with audio whatsoever. It's amazing audio. I love it so much. I don't need to use like an added mic or anything, so I think yours might be dodgy. I personally got my camera from Curry's PC World, and that's a really good place to get it because you can get like a warranty and you can bring it back. Because if you like buy it secondhand from eBay or something, you probably won't be able to bring it back. So I'd recommend buying it from an actual shop. Hello, this camera has video time restrictions. How long will it allow me to record? I don't think that it's the actual video camera that has time restrictions. I'm pretty sure it's just the memory card that has time restrictions. So depending on how large your memory card is, for example, like a 62GB memory card will probably allow you to record for maybe like 2-3 hours. However, like an 8GB memory card will probably only allow you to film for 40 minutes to an hour. So I think it just depends on the memory card, not necessarily the camera. How easy is the camera and the lens to get to grip with? The camera is really, really easy to understand. It's a really simple camera to understand. However, I never read the instructions, and I still haven't read the instructions, and I got so much hate for that because I was like, I don't need instructions in that video. I'm still like that. I love experimenting with cameras, and I don't like using instructions. That's just how I've always been. So I just got so much hate for that in the other video. Probably get a lot of it in this video because I was just trying to figure it out without looking at the instructions, because it's just the best thing to do in life, learn yourself. But yeah, it's just really easy to understand, and the exposure I didn't know you could change for quite a while. So like when I was outside, it will be so bright, and I would be like, oh my goodness, it's so bright, like it's not focusing on anything. That's because you have to change the exposure. I'll like show you an example. So I changed the exposure like a few minutes ago. You probably saw it because I just realized that the like video was really bright, so I changed it down just 1 notch. So like the exposure can get like this high. So that's as high as it can go. And on the screen there are also like little buttons which you can change to make it even higher, but I'm pretty sure this is the highest it goes. So if you're in like a really dark place, this would be really, really good to have this high exposure. And then this is, I never know which way it goes. This is as low as it gets. So it literally goes all the way down. Oh, that looks so cool. Can you see me? No. I'm just gonna turn it back up. I don't know what exposure it was at before, because there's like no numbers, that you just keep turning it till you get to like the perfect exposure. So yeah, the actual camera is easy to understand, the lens is easy to understand because there's nothing you can do with the lens apart from put it on, and then when you want to zoom in and out, you just kind of twist the lens and then it zooms in and out. So yeah, it was really easy to understand once you kind of get the hang of it, but I feel like that's with anything like a smartphone or anything like that. Just once you get used to it, it's quite easy. So those are the questions that I'm going to answer for you in this video. If you have any more questions, make sure to comment them in the section below, and if there's like so many questions that I cannot answer them anymore, I will probably do another one of these videos, maybe like a Canon EOS m10 Q&A or something like that. I will figure it out, but I probably won't receive that many, so I will reply to every single one of your comments if it's possible. Now I'm just going to move on to the pros and the cons of this camera. So the pros are that it's really easy to use, that it's like really easy to switch between video and pictures. There's just like a little switch, you just turn it around and it changes between the two. There's also a different button for video and a different button for taking photos. So when you need to tell someone else to take a photo or a video, it's really easy to tell them like which button to push, which is really important for me because like sometimes other people film my YouTube videos or take photos of me, for example. So I need to quickly explain to them which one's which, and it makes it very easy that way. Another pro is that the actual screen is touch screen. So the one that, like there's a screen and you can touch it and it works basically. The screen also flips up, so I can stare at myself in the viewfinder, so the screen is the viewfinder. And I can see myself and see if I'm in frame, for example. And also, as well as the screen being touch screen, there's also some buttons on the side that are like more manual. So if you like manual and if you like touchscreen, you kind of get the best of both worlds. Another pro is that you can change the exposure, which I really like. As I mentioned before, you can turn it all the way down, you can turn it all the way up, and it's just really helpful being able to turn the exposure up and down yourself, because if it was automatic, I would hate that so much, because I like changing it myself to make it look how I want to make it look, if that makes sense. I think those are all of the pros. I'm trying to think if there are any more pros, but I think that's it. I'm just going to write everything I basically say in this video in the description, just in case you miss any information or if I miss saying any information. So just check the description out if you want to know more information. Now moving on to cons. So the first con, and probably the main con, is the autofocus. The autofocus is not great. Not gonna lie, it's not the best. Probably it's better than other cheaper cameras, but it's not very good. So for example, I have my camera in my bag and then I pass this parade and I quickly want to film it. I quickly whip out my camera, turn it on, and it doesn't focus. I keep pressing the screen. So that's what you've got to do when you want to focus the camera. You've got to press this touch screen and keep pressing on the thing you want it to focus on. It doesn't focus, especially when you're outside. It just doesn't know what to do. It's like, help me, I don't know what to look at. Like, oh, it's so frustrating. When I'm sitting like this, it's okay, but as you can tell with this video and other videos, it does go out of focus for some reason. I'm not sure why. It just kind of zooms in and out, and it's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it does that, it just does. And yeah, it's just really frustrating when you're out and about, because when you're filming, it doesn't focus on specific stuff you want it to focus, even though you keep pressing the thing you want it to focus on. Ugh, it's really frustrating. I wish they would fix that on this camera, because it is the worst. So the second con, and I think this is the last con actually, because this is a really good camera, I really like it. So I'm just gonna say this is the last con. The last con is that it's really bulky. I really wanted like a vlogging camera like the Canon G7X that practically every single YouTuber has for their vlogging camera. I wanted to get a camera that I could use for vlogging and main video, so I kind of wanted something in between. And the Canon G7X was the one I wanted to get. However, it's nearly £1,000 and I did not want to spend £1,000. This camera was just over £200, which is so decent for a camera like this. I love this camera. So I really recommend. That's another pro, I suppose. It's just a really cheap camera and it's good quality. But yeah, the con is just it's really bulky because of the lens. The lens doesn't go fully back. It kind of just sticks out, and that's really annoying because the lens is really big. The actual camera is quite thick. I would say it's about 5, 6, 7 centimeters in like thickness, the actual camera, and the lens is probably about 15 centimeters, and that's not even all the way out. Like at the moment it's probably about 10 to 15 centimeters. So altogether that's about 20 centimeters to 30 centimeters that you've got to fit in your pocket. So yeah, those are all the pros and cons, and the last thing that I was going to talk about is what I store my camera in. And this is just a case that my dad gave me because I needed to put my camera in something, because after I bought this camera last year, I went on holiday to Italy and I needed to put it in somewhere, obviously, because I wanted to make sure it was safe. So this is just like a normal case from a company called Case Logic, and I really like this case. It fits the camera and also it fits my phone. So inside, so actually on the outside there's a pocket here, so I can put like just bits and bobs, and it's just black and it kind of just goes with every outfit. And then inside it has this like mesh little pocket, and I put all my memory cards in. I have 5 memory cards, each have 4 gigabytes or 8 gigabytes. And 8 gigabytes holds about 40 minutes and the 4 gigabytes hold about 20 minutes. So I don't actually have a lot of memory altogether. I really want to get, I think it's a 16 gigabyte one or a 32 gigabyte one for when I go on holiday. I got those 5 memory cards and I just fit them all in this little mesh pocket, and then inside it just fits my phone. I just slip it right behind my camera, and then I have my camera. And this is really great because it means I don't have to bring like a handbag. Well, actually I never have handbags anyway. I kind of have like one of these bags, but like a normal, what's it called? Like a shoulder bag, that's it. I normally have a shoulder bag, so it just means I don't have to have 2 shoulder bags. I can just put my phone and my money maybe in the front or something, and it just works really well. And you can even take these little handle off. I think it's a handle, a strap, that's it. Oh my goodness, can't even think of the right words today. I'm actually gonna turn the exposure up. I feel like it's okay to talk about exposure in this video because people who are watching this video want to know about cameras. Anyway, yeah, you can just take the strap off, and yeah, and there's a handle as well, I forgot to mention that. It's a really good case and I really like it. So that's it for my video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. Bye!